Hello, podcast listeners. Thank you for tuning into the Rescue Mission podcast, where we talk about real topics that affect real people. I wanted to share with you that this episode of the podcast is a bonus episode. We sit down with a past or present program resident and get the opportunity to hear their story. We hope you find this episode informative and inspiring. If you would, please take a few moments to leave a review for the Rescue Mission podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. This spreads the word and helps us connect with people that have never heard of us before. Enjoy this bonus episode.
We have Jay and I downstairs at the Rescue Mission trying to get some stories from participants, residents, and some folks who are now on staff who have been experienced all of what the Rescue Mission has to offer, right? And today we have Anthony with us, and Anthony is decked out in his red gear today, so he's got it going on. So we Anthony, I've known you for what? Almost 5 years, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
So
At the old mission, we was at the old mission.
yeah, 301.
Yep.
Right?
And that's when Mike and all them
Yep.
and got, the east. It was the east lobby, had the breakfast, and got me a job. I don't know nothing. Didn't know nothing. But all the guys was talking. So, only thing I just did was I heard what they saying about the temp service paid the same day. And I went and told my counselor, Mike, my case manager, and he gave me a bus pass to go fill out the application. And I did it. And I got the job that night and worked that next day. Everything was nice.
All right. Well, so tell us about the first time you came to the mission.
Well, when I first came to the mission, I didn't know. My granddaughter found out the mission. My wife, my stepdaughter did some things. She faked a power of attorney and got my wife into a nursing home. And I tried to keep up with the house and couldn't. And I got evicted. So I didn't stay at the nursing home. I stood that day. And we called Mike and them. And he said, if you can make it down here, I have you a place to stay. And so I made it down because we was at Heritage. I was up there at Heritage Nursing Home. And I walked all the way down to the rescue mission. And everything he said was true. When I got there, they signed me up, asked me all questions and stuff. And I told them, about the drugs. I said, I didn't do drugs. I mean, it's been about 20 years since I did marijuana. But I said I had a drink 2 days ago. And then I said, but I'm okay because I just want to get my wife back out the nursing home and do this and get a job and do that. But I didn't know nothing about nothing. Because it's my first time I've been in a mission and homeless and on the street. So, but I tell you what, I do believe in God. That's for sure. Because he was there. I didn't know it at the time, but he was there.
Yeah.
But other than that, and then when I started working, I was doing that, and then I went to third shift. And at third shift, we was coming home in the morning, and I was in the car accident. I was in the back seat, asleep when we had the accident. And I don't know what happened, but they said my face was up towards the windshield, and my left leg was wrapped around the headrest, and the SUV was on my face.
Mm.
So, but I was pronounced dead at the scene. So they did, I don't know what they did, but they got me back, and they had plastic surgery. I got two broken bones in my femur bone, which I didn't know what that word meant. You know, you gotta tell me something real shorter than that, cause them big words.
Mm.
So other than that, I was in a coma for about 3 weeks, and when I got out of the coma, I thought, they had stripes in the windows. I looked at the windows, and they had little stripes in the window. I thought I was in jail. Like, what I'm doing in here?
Mm.
So I turned over and turned around. I seen the lady in the white uniform, and I was like, hold on, is I'm in a mental institution or something? So I asked her, I said, where I'm at. She said, what's your name? I said, no, tell me where I'm at. And she said, no, you tell me your name. I said, well, I'm going home. She said, okay. And when I tried to get up, whoa, that what happened. I was like, I raised up the cup. She said, ain't with it, no, it's just your femur bone and you in coma. I was like, okay, you don't remember what happened? I said, no. I said, I don't know how I got here. And little by little, they was telling me, and then my granddaughter finally came up and seen me, and then she was giving me the information, but I didn't know all of that. But one thing I did know, I saw God,
Mm.
and he, like he said, he wasn't ready for me yet, and he got a mission for me to do, and I didn't understand, but I woke up, and next thing you know, I'm thinking about my wife, and everything. But I found out what the femur bone was, because I got up out the bed, the chair's like right next to the bed. And, well, I found out what was a femur bone. It's the thigh bone. And I stand on it, and woe behold me. It was not good. I was doing all types of words, woo.
Mm-hmm.
And the nurses all came in. What happened? I said, I'm mad with myself because I don't know what they say femur bone. I said, I don't know what a femur bone is. And they told me it's your thigh bone. I'm like, oh. And then she said, you want to get in the chair? I said, no, I'm getting back in the bed. But other than that, my counselor, Mike, told me when we was at the hospital, he just told me that, when they discharge you, tell them you live at the rescue mission. And that was that was that was the best thing in my life I ever heard somebody say to me in my life. And Mike was there with me all through everything. When the doctors and them told me that I never walk again, I told him, huh, you got the wrong person. Because I'm going to walk. I don't care what I got to do. So, but at that time, I'm just thinking, the pain, then they took off the bandage, and I seen the scar, the stitches from my kneecap all the way up to my hip. I was like, oh my God.
Mm.
Now, and I just started crying, but I just started praying too. So, the one best thing is, the rescue mission, it was there for me. And that's why I said, I did everything I could. I walked up and down Superior Street. I went to a nursing home for rehabilitation, to walk and all that, and I was in the walker because I was determined I was gonna walk again. So when I got back to the rescue mission, they put me on the bunk, on the bed, and it was wonderful. But I was in the walker, and what happened was I was after breakfast I would walk up and down Superior Street for about an hour until
Doing your own rehab.
yeah, and everybody said, "Why don't you get on the bus?" I ain't getting on no bus. And no, I ain't going nowhere but here. I'm gonna walk up and down the street, sit down, take a break, take a smoke break, and other than that, after I seen the doctor a few times, I got off the walker and got a cane. And then I was so happy and blessed that I talked to Pastor Sharon, and I called her mom. I said I want to go find me a job, and the person told me where to go to Express Solution. I went there. She helped me fill out the application. Got a second shift job, and it was wonderful. And now I got a limp, but it's better not walking.
That's not a limp. That's a strap.
Well, I love it. But I go to Pastor Donovan Church, so I got baptized there and everything. I work here. I used to work here, and they offered me my job back. I want the job, but I didn't want the money. Because y'all the rescue mission did a lot for me. And I think that's what God wanted me to do, is to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love doing what I'm doing now. And volunteering was that part of it. But Pastor Donovan and Dusty did something else for me too.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I could still stay here and work here. And got me through Catholic Charity.
Okay.
So, I'm blessed. I got my own place. I'm okay. God give me what I need, not what I want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm
Well,
blessed.
obviously, you've come a million miles from where you were.
Yeah.
Right. So, what's next week, next month, next year look like for you?
I'm still gonna be here, doing what I gotta do, try to help some other people to get in the program and get off to all that drug stuff, and teach them everything, what I can, what I know, and so I can pass it on to them, because they probably listen to me better by being.
You've been through it, right?
I've been through it, and I'm not gonna sit there and pretend or nothing. I know it's gonna be hard because nothing easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be there to help them. If they if they got a little issue, I try to calm them down so they won't get overexciting. So try and calm them down. And I like it.
Yeah.
I like doing this.
Well, we so appreciate you sharing your story. You're absolutely a part of the fabric of this place. I love walking in and seeing you here. It's just it feels right, you know. And so maybe one last question, real quick. What's one thing that encourages you during your day that maybe could encourage other people who are listening?
Well, I just tell them, trust in God and trust the people you work around with. When you getting sober, whatever, when you homeless, get yourself together and go and get into a program and get better and better. and you'll see the difference.
Right on, man. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. We really appreciate it.
And thank y'all too.
Yeah.
And God bless you.
All right, we'll see you in the halls.
Okay.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Rescue Mission Podcast, we ask you to consider leaving a review, subscribing, following whatever platform you're on. We'd love to have you